Good evening, folks. Welcome to LFN, the Lone Star Film Network. My name is Ryan. I'll be your host today. We got three guests for you. We're going to go ahead and introduce them now. First guest is Sam. Give it up for Sam, everybody. How you doing, Sam? Good. And next is Octavio. Octavio is going to be part of our specialty crew today. How you doing, Octavio? Good, good. And Alex to complete our crew. Watch out, Alex. There's a wall there. How you doing, bud? Good deal, good deal. Everybody have a seat. Oh. So today we're going to basically go over, a movie that we talked about in last class. Basically, we want to, kind of get the details of that film and go ahead and lock down what we're going to do, how we're going to accomplish the scenes, and basically take everybody's idea and put them together into one. I'll go ahead and start off with you, Octavio, since you're right here. What ideas, for our viewers at home that don't know anything about the storyline or anything like that, and we haven't talked too much about it, what are some of the ideas that you thought of that you wanted to see in this particular short film we're going to embark on?
Well, the story is about 5 animals, right?
Right.
So we don't want to introduce the whole book in
No.
series.
Yeah.
Okay? So I was thinking that we could do an introduction of each of the characters of the film,
Okay.
or maybe a different universe. I mean, the past about their fathers or something.
Right, so incorporate some of their history as far as individuals,
The family or something.
and then to kind of build the character up, to introduce them at the beginning.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea. Sam, what kind of ideas did you have as far as, ideas or thoughts, maybe shots or scenes that you thought about would be good?
Well, if it's for the part of the book, then pretty much anything. Any small segment would be great. Or like you said, if you totally went off something else, a little bit different,
Right.
in the same genre,
Yeah.
style, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And Alex, what about you?
Technically, we're gonna stick to the book and we break down to make the short, the story is short and the people that will understand.
Right.
So we're gonna stick to the content of the book.
Right, the comprehension. For the viewers at home, if you don't know what we're talking about as far as the storyline, I mentioned in the last segment that I had embarked on writing a novel series and basically kind of give you a rundown of this story for those who haven't heard it. It's about the main character. His name is Alex, and he's the fifth element. And I'm looking at the story from a whole as not just 4 sole elements. There's 5 elements whole, that make up this crew, this superhero team, if you want to put them together and put it like that. To bring them together and incorporate things that go on in our daily lives. Whether it's thinking about something and that thought turning into an action, or something real, or being able to do things that you wanted to do as a kid. Reading from the stories that you had, or seeing the movies that you had, wanting to be that person. Me, I've always wanted to read people's minds or move things with my mind, and that's actually the main character's one of his many gifts is he's able to to talk telepathy with the other characters and other people, and also hear their thoughts, as well as going to the characters and things like that. So, as far as scenes, now in the book, I kind of don't want to go solely by the book. I think this needs to be an introduction. From my eyes, I think it needs to be an introduction. You want to get introduced to the characters. You want to get introduced to what the so-called plot is. You want to get introduced to the villain and whoever the antagonist is. Those are the key elements, I think, that are going to pull this story together. So knowing that about the characters themselves, any thoughts of good villains? I mean, I had a villain in mind, and I've already got it planned out, but I'm open for suggestions. Any thoughts of good villains?
Well, what I've seen on your book really, the characters are the way you develop it, they're pretty good, and I guess it's gonna be a big hit.
Well, yeah. As far as the other characters, I mean, a lot of people are going to be so focused on the main characters. I think they're going to lose sight of the villain. So the villain's got to have something about him. So, are there any thoughts, Octavio, with that? Any thoughts on a good villain or
Yeah.
any series on a villain?
Not yet.
What's the first thing that pops in your mind when you think of villain? What's the first bad trait that you think of?
Well,
First thing that comes to mind, spit it out.
that.
Death? What about you? Guns? Oh, see, I like where this guy's head's at. Guns is a big deal, especially right now. I mean, guns is a pretty hot topic in today's society. Guns, I would say, would definitely.
I guess I'm thinking different. I'm thinking like a vampires.
Oh, yeah.
Sucking blood at everybody.
The supernatural aspect of it, right? Yeah. Well, I thought about doing the supernatural, and I think we talked about that in the last segment, was, incorporating some supernatural type abilities. Now, to me, the first thing I thought of when I was thinking of a villain for this book was I thought of this like mist who could morph into any creature, but it was solid mist. It had no solid substance whatsoever. It was just like a mist, but could form a creature, could form razor sharp teeth and claws and things like that, but could, be 10 stories high or the size of an ant. Had the capability to be anything or any size of creature that he wanted. That's the kind of thoughts that I had when I hear a villain, especially for the type of story that we're going for. Of course, that's what I see, but other people may see something different.
It's true. Yeah. Those the character, the way you tell, it reminded me like when I was young. When you go to bed, you dream like all those creatures. They come and eat you.
Yeah.
And
The
then you
nightmares.
just wake up and you're sweating like a dog, right?
Well, it's funny you say that because the intro to the book starts out like that.
Yeah.
It starts out with the main character Alex waking up in a drenched sweat state, kind of shaking, doesn't know what's really, he knows something's happening, but he can't put his finger on it, and he has this reoccurring nightmare that happens every night, happens the same time, happens the same way, and that really, I think, I wanted to set a pace, and I think I set the pace with the first few pages of how that character, how involved you get with that character, and how emotionally connected you get with him. Because he's an everyday Joe Schmo, going about his daily life, got a job, going on their daily lives and going for it. Now they're into something completely different, and he's thrown in a mix of things that he had no idea that he was capable of, especially the power. So, falling into this. Now, I talked quite a bit, about the story. I think we've kind of got a gist of how the story, as far as the characters build up and things like that. What are some other ideas? Throw some ideas at me. Come on, guy with the cameras. You're good with camera angles. So when you think of a shot, so say we're gonna do a cafe scene. Like I originally wanted to do a cafe scene where Alex is sitting down with another character in the book. He's trying to figure out, trying to cope on things that he's seen and things that he's hearing. And this other character is about to tell him what's going on with him, but is interrupted with the villain kind of crashing the party, so to speak, and wanting to attack Alex and get a hold of something on his person, something that he has that the villain really needs in order to complete his mission. So, with that, say that being a first major action sequence, and we did want to throw that in there because say it had some sort of relevance. Camera angles, what would you say would be good camera shots? Just thinking of a shot real quick, what would be good things that you would want to incorporate in that?
Like if they're at like a table, like if it's outside, I picture I don't know if that's
Outside,
like,
right, outside, say little outside cafe.
Like maybe like from like the street, how like they always have like trees or something.
Right.
You can just be like you just get like the green part, and it's like on a dolly pass one, kind of get like a texture in the front.
Right.
Just like stuff to fill in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got, I think we've got good aspects as far as different values. I'll tell you, what do you think as far as, you're good with stories, right? Stories and camera and a little bit of as far as the writing, the language for someone to understand. What would you say would be a good way to attack that scene?
There are so many different ways that you can apply different
It's hard when you
Yeah.
sit there and try to think about it, you know, and that, I believe that's what takes so many people to produce something good, is because you can't, one person can think of the story and can have that idea. But it takes the many around him in order to bring that to life, you know, and I think that's where we're adding those features in. So, with all that, you know, we've got basically character outlines. We know kind of just who our characters are, what we want to do. The best thing to do is now, I would think, to go to the storyboard, go to the drawing board and lay it out and have it there, you know, so that we can visually see it. So, anything you guys want to add as far as, you know, comments or ideas?
Probably like, we're gonna look like what time we're gonna take the movie.
Right,
Like
yeah.
morning
Time of day.
Or the evening time, or night time, all right? So to make it, the illusion to the people that were, the watching.
Right, the viewers, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, we definitely want to, yeah, you know, add those features into it, because it's only going to make it come to life, you know, so, you know, definitely going from there. Any other comments or questions, you know, about the movie that we're going to embark on? I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty damn excited. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to sit there and go over stuff like this and talk about it, get a story and an idea out in the open and actually do it. Totally different things, but man, pull some great stuff from it. Well, guys, thank you very much for showing, you know, coming out today and giving us some helpful information and insight to this huge endeavor we're all about to take on. I think as a class, we're going to do really good. So, well, guys, thank you very much. This is LF Finn. Have a good day.